Hey, what's up, party people? What's going down? We back. Another edition. B-ball talk, basketball talk with Coach B. I got my man Matt Coleman. Matty-Ice is coming in the building any moment now. He gonna join in. We're gonna rap a little bit. Matt's been one of my guys for a long time. Oh, Matt is in now. Quick, any on time.
Yo,
Yo,
yo, yo.
what's good, boss?
What's up, my guy?
Matty-Ice is in the building on time and everything. He was ready before me. I won't even ready. No bull. I can't even.
Punctual.
Yeah. How you been? I'm just pinning your stuff up right now. I'll take it just a second. But how you been though?
All is well. All
Good.
is well.
Good.
I've been home. I was home. I got home like March 15th.
Oh, you
And
been
then
home?
and then like 3 months, and I went back to Texas for like 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Uh-huh.
I got back here last Wednesday or 2 Wednesdays ago, and then I go back tomorrow, and then we start
Oh, word?
it and stuff like that. Yeah.
Oh, you about to be out of here.
Yeah.
Oh, you was right on time. I'm about to delete that though, because I messed that up. Don't worry about that comment right there, y'all. I messed up. I'll try to tag Matt and everything in. We just started though. Everybody joining in. I appreciate the love, everybody joining in. I think Matt is number 6. You know, I had your guy up here too,
Who?
Dane.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, Dane was my first guest. You know, I went to college with Dane.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's my guy. So you know what I'm saying? I reached out to him first. I wanted to talk about like recruiting and scouting and all that.
Yeah.
I grabbed Dane and had him first. Then I don't know if Chris was involved with UIBL when you was in there. I think you probably was. Young Matt, something about the first name. What's up, Matt? Oh man, but we're gonna jump right into it once I get done pinning this stuff up. Everybody that's on, they know I'm slow with this. I'm getting better though. I'm probably up here looking crazy.
You,
Let's see. So you've been doing too. I saw on internet. I mean on social media. You've been doing the You did some of them runs up in Richmond.
yeah, I went down there last Monday. I did 2 Mondays. 2 Mondays. Yeah.
How was it? I saw like the on Twitter. It looked like it was some good runs in there.
It was a good run. It was a good run. Like Kurt was in there, Malik and Rob Johnson, Mondo, Santos, um, the big dude from Wilma Mary, I think named Nathan. Nathan Knight, I think his name
I heard he's all
is.
right.
Or something like that. Yeah, he pretty
Yeah, I
good.
heard is he?
Yeah.
I seen him, but I heard he was pretty good. I didn't see William Mary last year. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't seen William Mary last year at all. But my man Matty-Ice is in the building. 757 zone.
You sure?
And hometown hero. You know what I'm saying? He helps keep the 757 alive out here, way down in Texas. You know what I mean? He keeps us going. So how's everything been since the COVID? I know that joint kind of abruptly just ended life for a little while.
Man, it was all crazy when it first started because we was actually playing Texas Tech
You're right.
and uh and for the conference tournament the first game, and we
Mm-hmm.
and it was like 30 minutes left on the clock, before we started to play, and they told us to go to the locker room, and I was like, why? And then they told us like AD came in there. I was like, yeah, we're not gonna play today. So like as soon as that happened, bro, like we just flew home and been home ever since, until besides when I went back like 2 weeks ago. But been home for the most part for like 3 months straight. Like the most time I've been home since like my sophomore year of high school.
I believe it. I believe it because you was out early. We're gonna go all the way back. Like with these joints, I tap in and I hop around, you know what I'm saying, from when you first started, and then I'm gonna jump around Oak Hill, Maury, all that.
What's
So
up?
when I first got introduced to Mr. Coleman, y'all was with the Wildcats. I didn't know y'all at all. I was new to the AAU game locally. I didn't know nothing about it. God bless the dead. Butch Harper from Hampton, you know what I'm saying, and Marquis' father, Mark Godwin, wanted me to get into coaching or whatever and help out because I'm from around the way. They know me forever. So when I got in the mix, I think you was like 6th grade. Damn, that's crazy, yo. That's a long time ago. Yo, you was in like 6th grade, I want to say, but I'm pretty sure it was 6th grade. And that I just was hearing about it because what Hampton Hoyas. Hampton Hoyas is one of the feeder teams for the program over in Hampton or whatever. So when we started playing, we started playing like the Norfolk Wildcats. And I was just telling this story the other day. I was like, yo, I can never beat the Wildcats. Yo, I used to be so tight. You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to hate all of y'all. I ain't know none of y'all. You, Chase,
Who else?
Blue, and you know what I'm saying? Lil Trey.
Carl
Like,
Christian. But yeah.
yo, I hated every one of y'all. I ain't know none of y'all. I'm like, yo, I shouldn't hate kids like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember the plays and stuff that y'all ran. I be telling your dad that when I should go to his practices, like some of the just the names. Like I remember hearing them, like Utah and Seven and like the press and stuff. I'm like, yo, that's crazy. It stuck with me for a long time. So I remember the little lefty. I think they was calling you when I first met you. People was calling you Mello.
Yeah.
It was like a nickname too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So. I said, so number 2, he said I'm versus Wildcats, he's 1-0. You know what I'm saying? But so I couldn't never get y'all. I ended up beating one year. I ended up beating Chico and them, the
Uh-huh.
other group. But I ain't gonna hold you. I couldn't get y'all, and I ended up getting Chico and Sims one year in a state tournament or whatever. It was like one of my highlights of my career. Somebody asked me what was one of the highlights of my coaching career. I was like, yo, when I beat the Norfolk Wildcats, Tidewater Wildcats in the state tournament. They was like, word? I was like, word. You just don't know if you're not around the way. You
If
ain't
you know,
you know. And I remember the Wildcats was crazy, and then Malik and Jermaine and them, Pops
they
was
was
coaching them.
yeah.
And they were good back then when they were little. You know what I'm saying? That group was real good. I forgot the name of the team. I don't know if there was Newport News Vikings then.
It was like
They were the Vikings. So, yeah, those were like the 2 teams on my
the
board.
they was nice too.
Yeah, they was real nice. So I was like, yo, I got to beat them. If I don't beat nobody else, I got to beat. And I remember, like, Mano was talking crazy to me. He's like 6'6". I know his father. He's like in the 6th grade talking crazy, just like he talking now. I couldn't believe it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't all that though. Like that's what it had me tight. You know what I'm saying? Like real tight. But so you go from the Wildcats, everything's going real good. When you were little, middle school ball starts picking up a little bit. You never played JV, right?
Did I play JV? My 8th grade year, I think I
You
did.
did play JV. So I remember once you got the Maury your freshman year, Maury, it was like it was a lot going on. Like you had a lot of excitement to the city again over in Norfolk. Norfolk Hoops was doing all right. Norfolk is always a good city in basketball in the area or whatever. But it was a lot of buzz back at Maury when you got to high school. Your team was pretty good. You made some decent runs, and I used to come to the Maury games. It used to be hot in that joint, and then I took my lady to the game one time, and then as soon as you hit a game winner that game, and as soon as you hit the game winner, the buzzer went off. They dropped the tarp. It forced us out the side door. I was like, oh, I like this. This is like a little kind of hood. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, oh, word, this is how we going? Like, game winner, boom. I think it was like a layup. I'm trying to see who it was against, but it was either a floater in the lane or a game winner against somebody. I was there for the joint because I think you had a couple of them while you still was at Moore. That might have been your sophomore year. The game winner.
Green Run might have been my
Yeah, it might have been Green Run because it was a nice joint too. You know what I'm saying? So as soon as you got to hit the game winner, whatever the tarp went down, they forced us out the side. I was like, damn, this is a little different. You know what I'm saying? It's a little tougher. You know what I'm saying? A little Norfolk basketball or whatever. But so you was in the org for a long time, like the Wildcats is in the org. You came up through the trenches, you know what I'm saying? You played 16U with us as a freshman, as an 8th grader. You know what I mean? I think
yeah.
you were one of the youngest ones that did that. Now it's more of a trend, younger kids playing up and stuff like that. But how was that for you? Did you know you was coming into that year? Did you know you was gonna play 16U as a 8th grader?
Going into the summer, we was discussing it. It was that I was gonna play with like Robbie, or I was gonna play with Cheers, 15, 16s, and I didn't know. It was like my dad took the wheel with that, and we just
Mhm.
we and then like Cheers was all for it, and that's how it all happened. So
Right. And that was a good thing because, like, on that team,
And we
y'all
were
was pretty. Yeah, y'all were
like,
pretty good because y'all had was Justin. Did Justin end up playing with y'all too? Justin Robinson.
me, Justin Robinson, um, Clark, Bash. We had Scotty. Um, dang,
Oh
who
yeah,
else?
I'm from out here, right? That's I forgot where he transferred to, but he was at Clemson before, right?
Yeah, Scotty, yeah. And then to Brandon, Brandon Austin, that was at Georgia Tech.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then I can't even think who else, but that was like the court right there.
yeah. Crazy too. And I want to say no, he wasn't on that team. I was about to say the big kid from Lansdowne. He might have been older than you. Was he on that team?
Oh, he was. I think he was in the beginning.
You're right. I think he started out with y'all. I forgot his name. He went to Radford.
Yeah,
Big kid. And I think he went to Radford. So that mob was crazy. So you go straight to 16U as an eighth grader. That was pretty impressive. And then I think you end up starting as an eighth grader too.
yeah,
Yes. And then y'all with the P Jam. Did that 16U team make P Jam too?
yeah. We had lost in the quarterfinals or the semifinals to CIA Bounce.
Mm.
Is
Bounce
that
was good.
they
But
were
they ain't
not look? It's crazy now because like when I look at it now and I look at all the guys that was on that team, I was like, oh, these. That's why they were so good. Because like the
right.
first boy, Elijah Long that I
Mm.
played Texas that finished at UNLV this past year, he was on that team. Jamal Murray was on that team.
Mm.
Dylan Brooks was on that team. Uh, uh, and then another dude I remember, like his name was like Monte Caesar or something like that. He went to Missouri. Tough squad, and then knocking back, I was like, oh yeah, they was legit.
Oh yeah,
They was.
that's right
I,
there.
I think they had played 17s, but they didn't make.
Mm.
That's when you could like you didn't make 17. Like if your team didn't make PJM, you could play 16s.
Down. Yeah.
They was tough. They was tough.
You know what? And that's crazy because you can do that, and then it's always hard. It's always hard to get Boo to do that though. Like, you know what I'm saying? If a group
I
don't
was
make him,
I was
he
sophomore year,
right.
but
He
like
ain't you know, like
when
I
we
don't know what be wrong with him. Like,
is I was no mad.
yo, because all the programs do it. Like if they 17s don't make PJM and they got a stud playing 17s, and he's a sophomore or a freshman or whatever, I see it every year they still do it. They send them right down. You know, the one year Kofi played 16s for the Wrens because the 17s didn't make PJM.
Kobe,
Kofi 16s, yeah, you know what I'm saying. So they do it all the time. You know what I'm saying. So I don't know why Boo was on that. I guess no matter what, he still wanted you playing with him probably or whatever. I guess, but that joint would have turned cheersing him up, or it could have been like you probably could have went down there and got somebody else's way since you was already, you know what I'm saying, in the mix by then already.
oh,
So freshman year, I think your freshman year you made Peach Jam with
yeah,
Bam.
squad.
That was a mob.
Me, Marcus Evans, Justin, Chris Clark, Bam, Kenny Williams, uh, core
Mm.
team. Who else was on that team? But that was like the core. We had.
Was the kid Tony? What's his last name? I think he was a big, like a stretch four.
Oh yeah, I know you
I
talking.
forgot his
He
last
was.
name. I forgot his last name, but I think he might have been on that team too. That team was crazy.
Yeah,
Wait, was that a Final Four team too?
yeah. We had lost to Penny.
Mm. Oh yeah, that was on TV. I remember Penny was crazy. Penny was crazy that year. They had did they have a set of brothers back then too?
That
Tony and
Edric, and I think the oldest brother was Keelan Lawson. And then they had my boy PJ Washington.
the boy was on the team. PJ was on that team, right?
They had Kevon Allen was on that team.
That was a mob though. They were kind of crazy too though, no bull. But they didn't win it though. They beat us, but then they lost. They lost. I think they didn't win PJ, did they? I think they lost to I
But
can't remember.
but players won it.
That was the year with
Bris-
Briscoe and them.
Briscoe, I think Miles Powell was on that team, and
Yeah.
Ball was on that team. They had a little three.
Duval was a freshman, I think, at that time.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was a freshman at that time though too. So all of that playing, like, you know what I'm saying, because you've been playing high level basketball for a long time. Like even when y'all were young, y'all was playing on a high level. The coaching style from your pops, Coach Cliff, and my man Sim. Sim Frazier. I like what Sim used to do with y'all too. So it seemed like y'all always, you always came from a good tree of like coaching and playing
Yeah.
on a elite level. So how do you think that was for you, like going from playing locally to high school, or playing middle school, and then going straight to EYBL? How crazy was that for you?
Uh, it was like fun because like at the time you young, you don't think none of it. You just want to hoop.
Mm-hmm.
I just remember like walking around the sportsplex and like going to the EYBL games while I'm playing with the Wildcats, watching it. You be like, dang, and then you grow up thinking like boo in your backyard. So like that's like the next step for you. And then when you get there, it's like, all right, I'm here now, and it's just like you excited to be there, and you just hooping. Like it's AAU. At the end of the day, like you young, you're not really thinking about like the politics behind it. Like when
Mm-hmm.
you just want to hoop and you just having fun and you just the excitement of traveling, getting the gear, and doing all the little things. You know what I'm saying? The bus rides, like the van, the hotels, like being with
Mm-hmm.
like that's all you really care. But you don't even start thinking about till you get older. You know what I'm saying? That's like, but I was young, so like when I was in the eighth grade, everybody else was 16. You know what I'm saying? 17, and I'm like 14, 15. And then my freshman year, I'm still like the youngest guy. So like I'm just happy. I'm gonna compete. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I'm raised. But like I'm just it's a blessing to be here at the same time. Like
Because it was a different, probably like with you as an eighth grader and then some of the other guys as sophomores, it probably was a different sense of urgency for some of them. And then you probably started feeling it when you got older too. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Once you got older, it probably started feeling the urgency a little bit
that's
more.
everything. Like when it get closer to like it becoming the end or like for the next your career or whatever it is, like
Mm-hmm.
you you you're more meticulous and your sense of urgency to do things like gravitates. It just ascends because it's knocking on the door now. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And you can feel it. You can
It,
start feeling it and all that. So you started getting recruited kind of early too as a player too. So
it,
how did that start feeling for you? Because I think your present coach that you with right now, I think Shaka was on you early. I'm gonna get into him too, but I think he was one of the first schools that was on you early when he was at VCU. So how did that start making you feel when you start getting recruited? Because that kind of changes the game too. It kind of takes it to more of a business too when you start going to recruiting and all that.
I remember I never forget eighth grade year. ODU offered me first, and then VC offered me next, like the following couple of, like days, and then we had played like I think it was a session, and I got some more offers. But at that
Mm-hmm.
time, ODU offered me, I was like, man, like I got my first offer, like you excited, like
Mm-hmm.
my first Division 1 offer from so and so, and it was good because you congratulate yourself with that because you see like all the work that you have put in, it's
Mm-hmm.
recognized, but I just knew that was like only the beginning of what was going to happen. So
So, what do you think? Like, because I was me and Mac. That's one of my guys. That's one of your guys. You know real well.
yeah,
We started talking about you the other day, and I was just like, your game. I think it was maybe I don't know, but I think it might have been 10th grade because that's when you left. But it just seemed like your game went up, and your speed, agility, and everything went up like 2 notches, though, like 2 to 3 notches from like ninth grade to 10th grade. You know what I'm saying? Like you know, what do you think attributes to that? I know what attributes to it, but like for the people that's listening and watching and stuff, like, because you made a drastic, like you were already, we think it was going to be a phenom as a youngin, you know what
yeah.
I mean? But you still put in the work or whatever. But the way you went from your eighth grade year to 10th grade year was like night and day. Like, you know what I'm saying? You were like two totally different players. And that wasn't a long period of time when you started looking at stuff because the years fly by fast. Basketball seasons come and go fast. So what do you think was the main thing that helped you turn the corner that between eighth and 10th grade year that year?
I think the biggest was just like the confidence I had. I had grown just for playing like up,
Mm-hmm.
starting at a young age. Like even when I was like before, like when I was in 7 years old, I used to play with 9 year olds. When I was nine, I was 11. And then like it was a couple years where I played my age, and then when it got to playing in EYBL, I played up years, and I think my confidence just grown. And I remember talking to somebody, and they was like, "What do you think is like holding you back right now from like while you're playing like against these older guys?" And I was like, I don't 100% trust my abilities as much because I feel like these guys are bigger and faster. Like I was like honest with him, I told him that. But as I got older and like from like in the 10th grade, I recognized like I'm just as good as them. Like I'm here for a reason. And I think like the biggest was just like the confidence and just trusting my work.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I could believe that because it was a big change. Like you got weight. You were already always quick and real fast and real quick with the basketball, but it seemed like your athleticism took off, like
I'm
dunking
a,
it probably. You know what I'm saying? 10th grade, but you started catching oops and trying to dunk on people. You
I
know
just
what I'm
like high school checked like everything.
Yeah, so I was like, it kind of, it just went crazy for you real quick then. So then, you come out of your 10th grade year. I forgot who put y'all out the playoffs that year. Y'all was a 5A team. Y'all lost in the playoffs.
It was Norview or Green Run? I think it
No,
was
you're
Green Run.
yeah. Green One was good back then too. They still been pretty good 5A.
It was one of them. I can't even remember. It was
Mm.
also at Kellum though.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah.
So what made you think? Because I remember seeing like there was another coach that used to be with Oak Hill. I forgot his name. I think he's from North Carolina though. He used to have a real thick goatee with a bald head. I think he used to be with CP3 sometime too. But
Oh, Eddie.
Eddie, yeah. So I used to see Eddie coming around the sportsplex, and then I started seeing after I started seeing him come around, I started seeing Coach Smith and BMAC, and I was like, oh, they must be on to something. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when did that start coming into discussion? Was it while you still were there? Or you think that summer when you started playing AAU when it came back?
Corey Alexander and my dad all erupted this when I was young. That's what they. So it was Corey. I'm gonna give Corey his props. It was Corey. He
Mm-hmm.
did thing. And as I got older, and I remember we was talking about it. I remember my sophomore summer when I was decided to like before I decided to go, and I
Mm-hmm.
was kind of like nervous because I was like, I don't think I want to leave home. Like I like it here. And then
Mm-hmm.
my brother was coming in. He was about to be a freshman. I was like, I want to play with my brother a year.
Mm-hmm.
And so I remember I was nervous. I think I teared up, and I was like, I don't know if I really want to do it. Can I just wait till next year? But like it was like, nah, this was the best. This is what's best for you right now. You gotta be a little selfish and look out for yourself.
Right.
And that's how it happened.
And then, so with that, because you said something I'm gonna touch on real quick with that, like when you was thinking about leaving and all that, and Chase, little bro, coming right up right behind you, and you wanted to play with him. Yo, I know. So pops had to kind of like put the batter in your pack to go ahead and to do it, to
Yeah.
go ahead. But how Miss Vaughn you take it? She didn't mind you going away that early.
My mom was more for it than my dad was. She had the hard kick in the butt. You know what I'm saying? But they was both for it, but
Mhm.
when the time come to leave,
Right.
they a little sensitive.
Hmm. Right. Because everybody talking about Miss Vaughn. Vaughn, you did stuff, but she is so nice and sweet. I'm like, yo, she just don't play about her boys and about her business or whatever she's got going on. It's just gonna be what it is, and you're gonna get it straightforward. You know what I
Don't
mean?
when it come to her two little boys.
Right. You know what I'm saying? In the stands, half court. You know what I'm saying? Watching. You know what I'm saying? No talk. It's
That
a good thing.
would be a while when we was young.
It used to be funny back then too. You
Yeah,
know, what I'm
shit.
saying? Real funny.
Yeah, she cool.
So then Oak Hill, you get to Oak Hill. Did you know it was going to be the way it was before you got there? Did you hear stories that it was in the woods?
It's you got people from the past that explained it of like
Mm-hmm.
how it's going to be with respect, but it's never until you experience something you'll never understand it yourself. And then when I experienced it, I remember I got homesick like the first couple months.
Mm-hmm.
So we got there like in August, like until like October, I was like homesick, and I was like, bro, like is you away from nothing, no cellular device, you in
Mm-hmm.
you just astray, like what I'm
So
saying. It was
who
just
had the solo room when you got there?
say it again.
Who had the solo room when you got up there?
Uh,
Senior?
and who had the solo? I don't even. I think
Oh, they didn't have a solo room back
we,
then.
we did. We had two of them.
Mm-hmm.
Hadim Shah
Mm-hmm.
that was at Ole Miss had one, and then one of our managers. We just gave one of our managers the solo room. My roommate was Mateus Mathis. That's my guy.
Oh,
Shout
word.
out Tezzy
Yo,
Veggie.
when I went up there we went up there with Cam, you know what I'm saying, on his visit or whatever, the first time he went up there. Yeah, I go and It's my first time like meeting Steve Smith personally too, or whatever. So I go in the office and boom, right behind the office, it's a, I think I called or texted you. I was like, yo, they love you up here, yo.
Yeah.
You know, yo, I'm like, yo. I said I gotta call Matt or text Matt ASAP. I was like, yo, they love him up here. Yo, he had a big poster behind his right behind
God,
his desk, yo. I was like,
a
oh,
lot.
word, they love. I said, Coach loves Matt. Like that's his point guard. Like he still love you to death to this day.
I
So
love that. That team was. If nobody got injured, we would have been. Oh my God, we
yeah,
had.
Harry Giles came. Jesus Christ! If Harry would have played,
He played like 30 seconds of one game.
word, I was like, man, if Harry Giles would have kept playing, because
Joe Hampton, he was cold. They
mm,
left, and then Mario got like hurt in the middle of the season.
oh yeah, Mario he's from Mississippi, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember Big Joe
Yeah.
played for my guy with DC Premier. I remember Big Joe, left hand, big. He was big smooth too. He was like a Sam Perkins back in the day already.
Schuler,
Mm.
Lindell, and then
Mm.
Tashawn Sander. Shoo.
And then Landell was like, I didn't know him that well, but then when I saw him play, I was like, oh, he's just an animal. Like he like an alien. He
Oh,
never stopped.
he was a
Yeah,
dog.
he never stopped. Like I said, he's a great teammate to have. Or you probably hate playing against somebody like that because he's gonna go hard on both ends or whatever. So we was in the thing like I went in the office. I seen the big poster you behind his desk, and then he has like it looks like TV screens, but they're like his computer monitors. And then he hit the thing on it, and it was you on the computer monitor too. I said, "Oh, he loved Matt. He really loves Matt." And then downstairs in the dorm, they had some pictures of you guys down there too. Teams that, guys who played and teams that did really well or whatever. So I know he spoke real highly of you because you was on that national championship team. And you were the leader on the national championship team right there. So how did that make you feel? How was that like?
I mean, that was just fun. That was always a fun experience just to play in Madison Square Garden, the whole tournament, situation, and just being a national championship. Like, I credit myself, but I also credit I mean, my teammates. Like, I had high level guys on my team. Like, a
Hmm.
couple of them pros now, but and when you playing with the best people, you just elevate your game if
Yeah,
you out that. So
'cause it kind of speaks for itself though. Like, you know what I mean? Because like you said, you was playing with pros. Some guys on the team are pros now and stuff like that. And then I guess when you're in it, like I was talking to a coach I had on the other night, and she was big time in high school and college. So I guess when you're in it, and you don't feel like you know what I'm saying? Like it's like it's a big thing because you're in Madison Square Garden, but you live in it and you're playing in it, and you were probably already used to it.
yeah.
Because no names, I know we went down to Greensboro because I was recruiting some kids back in the day while you were still in school, and y'all were about to play a team down there and whatever.
Uh huh.
And it was a kid that was from North Carolina. I'm not gonna say his name though, because I know you cool with him. But people was like making that matchup like a big deal. And I was like, nah, he gonna destroy him in this matchup. You know what I'm saying? Like, and y'all end up smacking them. You know what I'm saying? It was I say the team. It was Word of God. Y'all played Word of God down in I don't know if y'all was in Charlotte. No, it wasn't Charlotte. It might have been Greensboro. It was like a phenom. Chase, what up, boy? UVA, my guy. Chase, you next. Get ready. But so how is that when you go to all these places like playing with Oak Hill and you playing all these other top guys, right? And it's always a matchup. You know what I'm saying? Like every night is a matchup. You know what I mean?
Uh,
How is that to get prepared for something like that?
I mean, you just approach it like another day. Um,
Mm-hmm.
like what I call it now, like thanks to Coach Smart, we call it like swagger with a focus. So like you got your swagger, but you also focus like it's any other day. So that's all. Make it simple.
Just a real regular day. And I
Yeah.
was like, you put on it too. I was like, I think that's a team. Billy was on that team, but it was you and the kid. I think he went to Creighton. I think you said his name a minute.
Tashawn Alexander, yeah.
He was real tough too, and Lindell was real tough on that team too.
Tashawn about
So
to get this year.
he gonna get drafted this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was pretty good. Like he was good for y'all. Then I watched Creighton a little bit because they was recruiting some guys, and I was like, oh, he's pretty good. And he's kind of big too. He's about 6'6", ain't he?
Yeah, he like 6'4", 5", 6'4", 5".
But he can shoot it. You know what I'm saying? At that, yeah, he can shoot it at that size. So that's a
Off
different
the
type.
dribble.
You know,
Yeah,
winning at that size is different. You know what I'm saying? Playing with those guys that can shoot. Yeah, Big Dave was on that team,
yeah,
and Big Dave had he transformed his whole body that year. Those
yeah.
2 years. Did he do okay 2 years or one?
2.
He did too. So they
Yeah,
they
he can't next year.
yeah. So he changed up his body and all that. How was that when you got the OKO? Because I know that was different from high school. The strength and conditioning and all that. 5 in the morning, lifting weights and all that craziness.
Yeah,
6 in the morning.
that was the biggest. Like just getting up early. Like I think we got there like 3 times out the week, and just getting up early was. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm not a morning person, but like when I'm up, I'm up. So like I'm good, but it's just like getting up.
Getting
But
up.
that was different. Like for me, just getting up early and then going to the gym or going to the weight room to wake up. I mean, to lift.
Mm-hmm.
That was like that was a different experience for me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. So when you was coming through, yo, you was coming through high school. There's a lot of good guards in the country, a lot of good guards in high school. Who you think was one of your best, toughest matchups when you was in high school?
Uh, who I play against?
You played a lot. I was just looking at some old joints. You played a lot of people, a lot. I
Uh,
think who?
in my class,
Yeah, in your class.
all of them.
No, y'all played a lot. I was looking at someone like those like your sophomore and your junior year when you played on the with Boo with us. Y'all played a lot of people. I think Alonzo Trier was still in school too when you was in school
Man,
back then. What
I,
you
I was
then?
freshman year and we played them, and he had like 30, but he shot 15 free throws, and I was like, that's elite. Now
Right.
you get my time. I my freshman.
And
Probably in my freshman year, that's when that's when they had like Monk was, and that's when Monk had like he had like 49 in the game or something like that.
mhm.
When they got to my year, Trey was in it. I had never played Mocan. I didn't play Quad A or PSA. Uh,
Word.
yeah, I played Colin.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Oh, yeah, you played Compton at the at this. I remember that game. Of
Bush,
course.
who else we played? I don't even remember.
Yes, and
But
I know that. I
our
think
guard
Vinny.
guys were really, really good. Like Tremont Waters, like he was G League MVP. Uh,
Yes.
I, Trey Young, I mean, he's had a hell of
Yeah.
a career already, and he's only his second year. Um, who else?
Like Max said, you played 3 years on the EYBL. You probably seen a lot
Yeah,
of kids, a lot of guys. Because oh boy, our team painting team was really good too. You know what I mean? And then shit, the guard play was out of control that year. You know what I mean? So I was talking to Cam the other day too about McDonald's and you know not making McDonald's and stuff like that. So I know you went through something similar to that yourself. You know what I mean? You was always what a 4 or 5 star recruit the whole time, like your junior and senior year. You made every other game possible, and then you made your decision at the hoop hall, and then I think they did McDonald's that weekend too. And then
yeah. Well, I
how
didn't.
was you not making McDonald's and you know and everybody? I mean, I thought you was a McDonald's guy, and everybody else thought you was a McDonald's guy, and all your peers thought you were too, were a burger boy. How was that for you in getting through it?
It was. It was. I ain't gonna lie. I was kind of hurt. I was kind of not hurt, but I was mad. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I thought I was gonna be one. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't let it like affect me or anything. I used it as motivation. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but that's an accolade that as a young ball
Mm-hmm.
player that about experiencing and just being a McDonald American. And I was kind of upset that I didn't get to experience that, but it was all
Mm-hmm.
right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Life goes. You know what I'm saying? At the
Right.
end of the day, we all gonna go to college and we all gonna have a career. So
Mm-hmm. And then you went and played in JBC in a Jordan Brand Classic, and you had a real good game in that joint. Kind of turned up in that Jordan Brand Classic game. How was that being in that game, being in Michael Jordan's game?
that was fun. That
It
was, that
was
was fun. Fun.
It
it was
seemed
New
like
York.
it was.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Our team won. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
it was that was that
Yeah.
was that was cool. And then we got to like you know tour Brooklyn, uh,
Mm-hmm.
at their facility. Um, it was fun. It was great, and I was glad to be a part of that. Yeah, I didn't take that for granted. I was
Mr.
very.
Bojangles question in a minute too. That's a good question. I got that was on my list. So I know that because I seen some of the pictures and some of the behind the scenes stuff that y'all did, and seeing the Jordan stuff and all the displays and everything they put on for y'all. That looked real dope to do that, and so I know that was I know that was really fun for you. So I'll go ahead and get to that. Well, I'm gonna wait on that, but I like that question though. We're gonna get to that about choosing Texas over Duke and Stanford. Because was that your three? Was that the last
That
three?
was that was the three I took visits to.
Mm.
My,
I mean, I knew Shaka was on you for a long time, so I didn't know. You didn't tell me earlier, nothing like that, but I was thinking that you were swaying that way because Shaka was on you for a long time, and I know that probably was like real big with you and also mom and dad too. So we'll jump right into that. What was your deciding factor for that between Texas, Duke, and Stanford?
uh,
Or three word?
oh, I visited Stanford, and just for them being a prestigious academic school, and them being on the West Coast, just wanted to, just see what they had to offer, and I really liked it. I took my visit with Dejon Davis, the sharp combo point guard that they have now, and we had a good time. I really liked their coaching staff. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I think the biggest thing, it was just so far out west.
Right.
And then like between like Texas and Duke, Duke came in late. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
they were in the hunt for they needed a point guard, and I at first I was like, oh yeah, like I mean I told myself if Duke offer, I'm going. Like
Right.
what I'm saying, how you turn down Coach K, the Big Blue
Right.
School, and
Right.
but then with like Coach Smart, it was just I think it was just the relationship we had and the bond that we built throughout time, and I just felt like he could help me put me in the best position now and in the future. So
Right. Oh, I mean, yeah, it's a good decision too, because like you said, he was there. I know for sure. I remember we were in Georgia, and he was like, "Yo, I seen him." He was just like, "Yo, I'm not leaving without him." You know what I'm saying? I think you were about to go play USA basketball. I think you were on minute restriction, and I think you was about to leave to go play over in USA basketball. I forgot where y'all were going, but
Chile,
Chile, yeah, y'all won it down there too. That team was nuts.
yeah, I got the picture right here. Everybody in the either had
Everybody.
a great college career or they in the league.
That's when I text you. I never forget. I text you while you was out there after one of the game, and I asked you about Markel Fultz back then,
Yeah,
and he got a different switch, coach. Because I was like, it looked like he was cruising, and
you
then
got
next thing, he like turning around threes, dunking on people.
like it was crazy. Like to me, like me watching it looked just so effortless, and he just
Mm-hmm.
had a switch.
I think y'all brought somebody off the bench that I was like, dang, that team was crazy because he coming off the bench was another
It was
slim guard
we
on that
had
team.
it was me, Hami, Jared Allen,
I mean, Diallo
Mo,
came, didn't he?
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Mo, James Banks, Michael Porter, Trey Young, Kevin Huter, that's his
Mm-hmm.
teammate, PJ Washington,
Mm.
uh, MJ Walker at Florida State, and then Quade.
Dang, that's crazy, yo. That's a mob. And Tommy was one of the younger guys back then.
Uh, um, I guess I don't know.
I think he was. I can't remember, but I remember I hit you and you was like, yo, coach, he got a different switch. You was like, Markel got a different switch. 'Cause I think one of the games was a pretty good game, and then I think he just started kind of going crazy. And y'all end up winning the gold. How did that feel? Because I think you won the gold that year and Megan won the gold that year.
That was pretty fun. That was pretty fun. I mean that was another like experience that I get to put in my book of accolades, tell my family, my friends, my future family all about. So that was really it was just exciting, like what I'm saying, just to be out the country, uh,
Mm-hmm.
experiencing playing against foreigners, and
Mm-hmm.
first of all, like to win it, like that was. that was love. That was
Yeah.
love.
When y'all going in as the favorite, did y'all think y'all was gonna win it?
I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody thought that we was gonna come in and take care of business.
Yeah, I
Uh,
thought y'all was too, but I wasn't sure how old the guys were that y'all played again. But they were your age, right? 19,
yeah.
18. That's what I thought. Okay, yeah. But I figured that y'all probably was gonna be the best team out there because they were showing the games live on YouTube.
Hmm.
YouTube. That's how I was catching them and stuff like that at YouTube. So that was really dope because I remember that year you and Megan both won gold medals that year, and I was like, wow, I know that's amazing feeling. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And you keep the jerseys and all that. All that is
I got
memories
my
for the.
up right here. My
You got
mom,
it
she
on in the crib too. Oh yeah, that's fire. Yeah, that's
yeah,
fire.
on the joint up, putting a
Oh,
little plaque.
you see him there showing off, y'all. He got accolades on the wall. That's dope.
That's my,
That's real.
it's my
Fire.
mama office. So it's my mama.
Oh, that's the office.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like a nice. I'm trying to get mine together. That's you know what I'm saying. So playing with Shaka, how was that? How's
Uh,
Mr. Smith? How's Coach Shaka Smith?
so first he's a player's coach,
Mm-hmm.
real player's coach, energetic guy. Like he always got the most energy. Like we be like 6 o'clock in the morning. He got like all the energy in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Genuine. Like that's one thing. Like he really care about his players. Like
Mm-hmm.
he really take time out and like really like you can tell he really is coming from the heart when he
Mm-hmm.
talking, he coaching to you. You know, in any conversation that he may have with you. Like he want the best for you as a player and as a man in this world. But I love Coach Smart. I appreciate everything he's done for me and that he's going to continue to do for me.
Mm-hmm.
And for him, I just want to win. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that's what I owe him, just to win at the highest level. So that's
Yeah, feel you
into
on that.
all that. So
Yeah, it always seems like you like that, like you because I remember one year that we didn't make Peace Jam, and then you tweeted like, oh man, and I knew you were talking about Peace Jam because I hit you, and I was like, nah, it wasn't your fault, dog. Like it could have been something all that we could have did to make, you know what I'm saying, to make it better. But you tweeted something, and it was like something like you let us down or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I was like, he took all of that on his own shoulders, and I was like, nah. So I know you probably feel that way with Shaka too, because he's been around so long, and always been in your corner. So that's really good stuff.
uh,
So last year, you know what I'm saying, I watch closely, you know what I'm saying, even when not at home, you know what I'm saying, I'm on my iPad, I'm at work, I'm watching the games and stuff like that. I got every channel possible for college basketball. You know what I'm saying? Like every channel possible, so I don't miss nothing. So I try to catch all of y'all that's out in the mix playing or whatever. So it seemed like last year you was a little bit more assertive offensively. Was that something that you kind of like thought about, or it
I
was just
think
something that you needed?
it was just me being, like junior year, game slowing down even more. Um, confidence is key, you know what I'm saying? Like, and just me just being more aggressive and going into the role of being a leader. And I'm still like getting better at that, being a true leader, a true maestro on the court. You know what I'm saying? I think that's where I need to continue to improve, like step one. And then,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I focused on more coming in my junior year, and just being more aggressive and assertive and like focusing like on the details of things.
So now you're in year, so your junior year, you know, you come from a freshman to a junior year, right? So all these guys that's like about to make that step, you know what I'm saying, going to college in a minute or whatever, like what's like some of the biggest things that you saw, like difference wise? Because you play high level, you played at Oak Hill, you played USA basketball, you went overseas, you did this, you did that. What was like what's the biggest thing that you see from year one to year three, or even going from like high school to year three, your senior year of high school, going to year three at Texas, like the level of everything.
Uh, I'll just say like one is all the mentality.
Mm-hmm.
It's mentality. Like you have to have a certain mentality going in every day, like in practice, when you're working out, in the game. Like it all comes down having the type of mentality that you have, and then having the humility to respond when things like don't go your way or when things do go your way.
Mm-hmm.
the biggest, I don't know if this, I'm answering your question or not, but like the big, like difference, I want to say, or
Yeah,
thing
that's.
you get used to when you get to from high school to the road to, as you progress in college, is the
Mm-hmm.
important like practice and being in shape.
Mm-hmm.
Practice is like practice this year. It's gonna be really fun because we have everybody returning, and then we have Greg Brown coming in, and I
Mm-hmm.
feel a lot of talent, and it's going to be measured in practice, and who's going to be the competitor in order for who's going to play. And I think like the importance of practice and the importance of being in shape and being able to run up and down a court, talk, guard, stay in a stance, and do that over and over again. That's what the best teams do. That's why Villanova wins. That's why, Gonzaga and those teams like that, because I feel like they do that at a high level, and that's what it takes.
You know what, for real though, it's crazy that you said Villanova and Gonzaga. It seemed like you could fit in a system like that too. In
I mean,
Villanova, Gonzaga, you think you could do any system, huh?
yeah,
But yo, it's funny you touched on Greg Jones. I was going to touch on him too, but
Greg Brown.
Greg Brown. I'm sorry, from Texas Titans. I seen him a lot this year. He's like a walking highlight show. So you know what I'm saying? I seen a lot of him this year. Like they were good. Cade Cunningham was on that team with him. They were really good. So I seen a lot of that. So I'm gonna go back to him in just a second. So with Texas, you had a lot of guys there. Yeah, Mo was there, and then you had
Oh man,
the guy what's my man named Allen. That's at with Jersey.
they went there the year before I
Oh, you
got
didn't
there.
play with Jared Allen?
It
Okay.
was me and Mo came in the same year,
Okay, so Shaka's just had a lot of bigs.
and
So
then we had Jackson the following year.
Jackson is the young guy that's in the league right now, right? Okay. So how was that? Like, how y'all going? How Shaka? What are you doing? Man, that's a lot of to replace. I keep getting those one and done bigs. They getting in and out of there.
Hey man, that's between the bigs and coach,
Yeah, it's
and I
crazy.
like playing with a good point guard.
Yo, yo, I just like I was just looking at your at Texas's Instagram page or whatever. They got a video of a whole bunch of lobs you was throwing to Mo. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yeah, that was crazy. But like you were just saying a minute ago, I'm gonna touch back on what you were just saying about the college and high school and developing and all that. I remember I got a video also where you got some good advice. You were in Dallas doing one of the EYBL sessions, but you were in college already though,
Yeah,
and they interviewed you. Yeah, and they interviewed you in Dallas, and they asked you something about being in college or whatever, and your answer, yo, it stuck with me, and I even preach it to my kids. And you was like, yo, never be too cool. You know what I mean? Don't play cool or never be too cool. And I was like, that's a gem. You know what I'm saying? That'll last a long time. You was like, because everybody's good. You know what I'm saying? The reporter, like, I could see how she was like looking at you, and you was like, yeah, like everybody's good. Is that still like one of them? Another thing that keeps you moving?
all the time because coach don't never let me not know that. Because if anytime he feels that I'm being cool, he'll let me know. If I'm being he too nice, he'll let.
Word.
But like when he's like you too cool right now. Like don't be cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be like, I got you, coach. Like it's just that's the come to mentality. It's a mentality thing. You know what I'm saying? And it's just your 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 presence. You know what I'm saying? But that's something like I preach it because I'm still trying to be better at it. Every day. You know what I'm saying
Yeah.
so like I'm working at that so I feel comfortable saying that like just don't be too cool.
That was a good one because I like I said, I posted it a few times already on Instagram and stuff like that. And I was like, this is some good advice because this is a kid that's really good right now. It's still, really good. It was really good coming through, played at a, what I'm saying, a big time school, high school. Now he's at a big Power Five school, what I'm saying, at Texas or whatever. How was that like going to Texas and Texas is football? I know everybody still, Texas is supposed to be a football school and this and that. And, with Texas and Nike and all that, how is that? Like, does facilities, how does that really, how crazy is that? I watched it on YouTube before, how y'all
Yeah,
facilities, stuff like that.
I mean, well, I think just they say Texas is known for the football, but I think just with our alumni that went to Texas. You know, we had some high level guys that went to Texas and that play in the NBA right now.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and that was probably like one of the biggest. You know, just watching the alumni, and then you have the me and Mo came in together. We had like five. We had a 5-man freshman class, and then me and Mo we talked about it. You know, like when he told me he wanted to come to Texas, and I was like, hey, like if you down, I'm down. You know what I'm saying? In our facility, like we redid like our practice gym. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
it looked real nice. We got a new locker room, and then they building a new stadium and everything. It should be done by 2022 or 23.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so
Yeah, so you'll still be a Longhorn even when you're gone though. So, cause I see
yeah,
they do a lot. You know what I mean? So that's really dope. Cause I remember when you guys came to VCU and I talked to Mo then. He seemed like a big, happy, playful guy. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I could see how y'all kind of clicked like that because he seemed like he was always happy. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Big,
big goof.
yeah. You know what I mean? So I could see how you was able to click, and he probably like getting the passes thrown from you too. You know what I mean? So I know that always helps. You know what I'm saying? When a guard likes to pass. You know, today's game, a lot of guards want to get a bucket. You know what I mean?
Facts.
So with last year, right? From watching you play last year, you shot almost 50% from three last year, and
40. I was at 40 on the dot.
you was at 40 at the dot.
I
So,
was
but
for a while though. I was like 55.
right,
Had a couple like 1 for 5 games, 0 for 4s. They get you right there.
yeah, they kill your joint real quick. You know, but that was like you were running at like shooting 50, 55, even in the high 40s or 40s. That increased. That was like a big increase from the year before and the years before. Like,
Freshman year, I shot like 28. Sophomore year, I was 33, and then now I was like a solid 40 to end the year. So
was it work? Just more work.
just like yo, this is going in type deal. Saying just confidence, like just going in, and
Yeah.
then if I do miss, it was a fluke.
It seemed like you was a lot more confident last year too, watching you play. Just, I mean, you always seem like you got your mojo and all that, but
Yeah,
I could just tell that it was really your team, and you know what I'm saying, that Shaka really instilling a lot into you. So you could see that, you know, from playing, watching you. And then I saw another game. I forgot who it was against, but you had like 10 assists, no turnovers. You know
oh
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
that was we played against McNeese State Christian.
McNeese, that's exactly who that was. How was that? How did that feel? Did you know that you was having that good of a game?
Uh, yeah, I mean, I knew I didn't turn the ball over. I didn't know how many assists I had.
Yeah, I knew I ain't turned the ball over.
Yeah, you remember you'll turn on one thing. No matter what, I had good game, bad game, okay game, we win, lose, draw. I remember my turnovers. But
Word. So I saw that and I was like, that was real big. And then I saw something else. I think you know how accolades and schoolwork. I don't know if people realize because Mark was getting recruited by Stanford. I'm touching back on when you were talking about recruiting, and you got recruited by Stanford. They didn't. People. I don't know if people know how you know intelligent you are with the books too. You know.
nah, I'm alright. You know what I'm saying? I done made Big 12. You know, all academic team a couple times. So try to handle my business.
Yeah, I mean that's real big because oh, look at Cat talking about what y'all. Cat, I'm calling you next. I'm calling you too, Cat. Don't worry. Don't you worry, my friend. You would definitely be in the mix. But yeah, like Big 12, all academic and all that. How does that feel? I know your parents love that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just another reason for me to just thank my parents. My mom installing that in me to
Mm-hmm.
take off the court.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll take any accolade that I get.
Right. You made the third team all Big 12 last year too. I know you want to get that up higher, but that still is a good accomplishment though with all the players that's in college. You know what I'm saying? In the Big 12, it's a lot of players, a lot of kids in the conference or whatever. So being acknowledged, being in the top, that's still top 15. They only pick five players per team, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean that's still a good accomplishment, a big accomplishment for you, definitely for sure. So right now with everything going on with COVID and everything, how you staying up? Like, how you keeping yourself together?
Well, like we told earlier, like the first month, I won't really doing nothing. Because everything was closed. I couldn't get in the gym.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, outside, I probably like run a mile or two and try to just keep my win somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Hard because like won't no gym, nobody playing pickup. Like that's like that's the main reason I love coming home because like to just to hoop with
Mm-hmm.
everybody. Yeah, like see all my homeboys, just to
Mm-hmm.
hoop. Like that's how I love doing that. But like it was like you just couldn't do that. And then like recently, like the last month and a half, I was able to get into more late nights. Don't tell nobody that.
Right.
Work out. It'll be like me, Chase, Keontae, PJ. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and then we started finding like runs. I was riding up to Richmond, playing pickup with him. We had a little run out the beach a couple of times, like a few times. So that's the main thing. And then I'm working out with shout out to Camp Newman.
Yeah,
It's
I
my man.
know.
Hey, we'll start working out with him and doing like little sessions with him. So
Boo is scared of contact still right now. Like
I
he'll
went
let
to
y'all work out. He'll let y'all work out, but he won't let y'all do no open runs yet. He's scared.
nah. I mean, one time we went up there and it was real live. Like he wasn't like nobody more than like three people in. Like it was just me, Keontae, Coach, Meech. It was just us three. Like he wasn't nobody else in.
Yeah, he's not really doing that. He still ain't doing the contact. Like we get in the gym, we work out a little bit, but still ain't doing no contact. So it was hard to get the runs going. So I was like, ain't nobody want to come in here and don't tell nobody, but y'all post a video. But he, Boo's super old. You played with Boo for 2 years, so you already know you've been around him for a long time. So he's super old school with that. So I'm
Yeah,
gonna go back in. So you just named a few guys from the area that you played with and stuff like that. So when you was coming through with the Wildcats, now that you look back on it, like you, Keontae, you know what I'm saying, Joe, shit, there's so many. Chris played with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, how was that? How was that feeling? I asked your dad about that before. Like having all those guys that you played. If you look at one of your old Tidewater Wildcats pictures, and it's a whole lot of y'all playing Division I basketball. Y'all probably felt it. You know what I'm saying? Especially as y'all got in high school, y'all already knew it was gonna happen like that. Yeah.
I mean, it was just. I think the first was when we all got to high school and then everybody went like kind of their separate ways. You could say everybody went to high school and stuff, and then some of the guys that was in my district, we'll play against. And that's like the same thing like when you go to college and then all your guys go to different colleges and you play against them. So it's fun because you like dang we another step ahead and and now like we away but we get to show what we learn at a young age and continue just to get better with that. So
Yeah, because I was real dope. Me and Coach talked about that one time at practice. He just was like, yeah, just the guys. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just the guys, and he just thought it was, you know what I'm saying, it was gonna be like that. He thought he had the vision that at the end of the day, a lot of guys that was on that team were end up going to be college basketball players, whether it was Division II, Division I, high level or whatever, and it definitely happened. So I was like, that's really dope. And then talking about Cliff, talking about Big Cliff, your dad or whatever, with him being a coach, you know what I'm saying, and how does that, you know what I'm saying, how does that, help you out with your game? Or does he just, or you and him just talking about father son, or do y'all still get into your game too?
yeah, we get into the game, but why I love and respect my dad so much because he not um one of those like all up in your face or just
Hmm.
like he let me be me, but he still give me his advice and his input, and he keep it real on how he feels.
Hmm.
He'll let me grow into like the player that I'm going to be. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, that's really dope because we talk about that all the time, and then you got Chase coming up right behind you. It's going to end in 20 seconds. I'm gonna end it now. Come back in. You got a little bit more time.
yeah,
All right, I'm gonna end it. And then we're gonna come right back. He said my mom was there because Kat said, whose office you in? Yeah. So I'm gonna end it and we're gonna come right back in.
bet.